Hi, everybody. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about the freedom that comes with being able to talk to your partner about end of life issues. Uh, my husband and I were facing this last June, and this is August of 21. So this began for him during COVID-19, which meant when he went to the hospital, I couldn't go with him. And it's still that way now, or it's that way again. But what that made us do is face what might happen. And since I had no desire to be separated from him when he was dying, I wanted to be with him. He wanted family, or at least me there while if he was going to die. Nobody wants to die alone. So with that in mind, that was part of the decision of not dying or dying at home. And he's still alive, and it's wonderful. But one of the things that happened as a result of this is that we were able to talk to one another honestly about how we felt about dying. And that's not something that we find easy to discuss in our society. In fact, I call it the difficult conversation, because it is difficult to discuss, especially initially. But once we did the Go-Wish cards and we got hospice involved, it became easier and easier for us to talk to each other, and we could joke about it. We could be really free in asking questions of the other partner, and finding out, by talking about it, how we individually felt about the impending change in our lives, which would be huge for both of us. He would die and I would be here alone. Or it could happen vice versa, so, because he's doing well, but that doesn't mean he can take care of himself. And I certainly don't want to leave before he does, because it would be difficult, and his family would have to make decisions that I don't want them to have to make. So, but really, what I wanted to talk about today, I guess this is kind of coalescing for me a little bit as I talk about it, is how much freer and easier we are in each other's company and just talking about important issues, For one thing, we can say the word dying. You don't have to say he's passing or he's making his transition, or all these little fluffy ways that we package dying these days. He's dying. It's the end of life. And by not giving it any of those euphemisms, it's like respecting the process, about giving it value, about giving the whole idea of dying some respect, okay, rather than just ignoring it like it's not ever going to happen, which is what we tend to do. We just want to put blinders on and go through life like this, But now I can say to him, well, when you die, I don't know what I want to do. Or when you die, do you want your family around you? Or would you rather just wait, and they can come and pay their respects at the memorial service or whatever? Oh, I don't want a memorial service. Well, what about a funeral? No, I don't want a funeral. Well, those are important things to know. And what does that mean for me and his family once he dies? So we get an opportunity to discuss these things in detail, and you can bring it up at any time of the day. You know, I was thinking about what you said the other day, and I'm not too sure I understand what you're talking about. So explain to me what you really think about this. So we get to air these things out over and over and over if we need to until we really get down to the nitty gritty. And I really appreciate that. For one thing, it has really increased my respect for him, my love for him, our ease together. Um, we have fun talking about these things. We can joke about it. For instance, he talks about how he's going to get in his canoe and row to the other side or paddle to the other side, which of course is a way of laughing about those euphemisms that we use, making your transition. And, you know, yes, it's good to honor those beliefs that you have. I actually do believe that we transition into a spiritual form that is still us, but is not the human side. But that doesn't mean I have to ignore the fact that we're all dying, you know. So that is one of the things that I really appreciate about this whole end of life, recognizing that that's what we're going through and talking about it and honoring each other. It's been a wonderful process. And of course, we've been doing it in the time of COVID. And that just gave us a much better focus for our time than just hiding out from the world. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. So that's all I have to say for today. And if you are listening, thanks.